What's going on, guys? Um, yeah, I guess I can start. We just wanted to wanted to make a at least another like a video, kind of just going over like the bets that we have for week one. So um, yeah, I have a list of bets. I guess I mean these aren't like final plays or anything, but these are definitely things I'm looking at. So I don't know. Do you have how many do you have?
I did like two for each game,
Okay.
some easy. There's not there's some lines that are out and even player props, but there's not like there's definitely more that to come. So I kind of want to see what it looks like
I
down
just
the
did
road.
more of like my best bets. I didn't do like every game, but I have more of like my best bets, and I have a couple like props that I'm looking at too. But
Okay,
we can, I guess we can, I guess I can.
I only did two for
Well,
each game, so it shouldn't be too long. But
okay. Yeah. So I mean, as far as like, I guess we can start with our best bets, and we can kind of go, I guess, one at a time. If you want to go first, you can go first. But we were just gonna go. I guess we can just do like best bets, and then we can go into any like leans or any like sides that we're kind of taking.
okay, yeah. I could start. I'll give like what two or three of my best ones or like my favorite ones.
All right.
Like, so I guess my first, probably my favorite out of all of them. For the Steelers and Jets game, I have Justin Fields under 175 and a half pass yards. Uh, right now, that line's at minus 109. Um,
Okay.
Steelers have a great defense. We know Justin Fields, he hasn't really played a meaningful game since like the middle of last year, outside of like wildcat runs. Um, I think this is a pretty easy line. Um, that's probably my favorite one out here.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's tough to, I mean, I projectively, right? I mean, the Steelers, they should have a knockout defense. I mean, they should be,
And they usually do
pretty
have
much
a good
let
defense.
down.
Their defense is usually pretty
Um,
solid. That's why they stay in games so long.
but the Jets do have they do have a little bit of talent. They're kind of I don't think they're going to be good, but I think they're going to be like kind of sneaky in the spots where they'll be able to like score a little bit with Justin Fields. But I don't. Yeah, I mean it's tough to. I don't think he'll. What was the line again?
175 and a half.
175 and a half. So yeah, I mean it's tough to say because I don't know how much he'll like have to pass or how much he will pass. You know what I mean? Because if they're down early, they're probably going to end up passing early. You know what I mean? And they do have some decent receivers, but I mean, I
Well,
don't really
Steelers have
trust
a really
Justin
good
Fields either.
secondary.
Yeah, I
And
don't really trust Justin Fields either, so I don't mind it.
yeah, I mean,
It's
Justin
just, it's
Fields
just,
for a run heavy quarterback, 175 is actually kind of a lot.
yeah,
Um, and also, I mean, outside of maybe Garrett Wilson, and debatably their best player right now is Brees Hall. Given, I mean, he hasn't looked great so far in the offseason, but I mean,
and the
you can
Jets
make the
should
argument.
really want to run the ball. I think they like Brees Hall. I
Yeah,
mean, so like
and
they'll
that
probably try
Braylon
to use
Allen
him
too
for.
has been really good. So
No, I don't
is that
mind
is
it.
that the second string running back, Braylon Allen? But yeah, so that's probably my favorite one.
I'll give you my.
Yeah,
I
throw
mean,
one in there.
my favorite play on the board, I think overall is probably the Giants +6 right now, and you can still get that. I still just love this lineup. I mean, they've looked good all preseason, and I know that preseason doesn't really mean much, but I think the teams that are not good or have not been good in a while, I think preseason does mean a little bit more, especially when guys are trying to compete for jobs and they haven't won in a while, so teams are just trying to get off to a hot start. The Giants were 3-0 in the preseason. They've absolutely lit teams up. And I think that, I'm pretty confident, like, even if Russell Wilson lays an egg week one, which I don't really see, I don't see the Commanders' defense, like, really shutting them down. But if they do, I'm confident enough that the Giants will pull them and they can replace them with Dart or Winston. I think they can. Either one of them can get in there, and I'm confident that either one of them can go in there and win the game. So I love the Giants plus 6, +7. I mean, you can stretch it and get +7 too, but yeah, I think I love that. I absolutely love that bet.
Yeah, I guess in a similar way, I did take for one of my other favorite bets. I have Malik Neighbors for 70 plus receiving yards. That's at -119, so very close
Yeah,
odds to the Giants +6. Uh, Commanders, yeah, I agree. Their defense is not great, and let's say the Commanders' offense is even close to half as explosive as they were last year, or could have been. Um, I still think
I think the Giants' defense will be better this year. I think at the end of the day, as long as they can stay healthy, they can be a better defense. And they're younger, they're faster. I mean, we kind of talked about this last week, but Giants +6 is definitely my favorite play. Um, I mean, if you're playing any sides, I just I don't know how anybody could possibly lay -7 with a team like that. I just don't understand. But
yeah, I think
anyways,
Commanders are going to be similar to the Bengals, where their offense is going to be their highlight. So
mhm.
I think I really like Malik Neighbors. Plus, Russell Wilson, he can have a couple good, really high throwing yard games. I think last year he had a 500 yarder or close to it. I think it was really short, maybe. But and that's on the Steelers. So
Yeah. The other thing you could do if you don't think the Giants, I mean, maybe if you don't think the Giants are going to cover, or if you don't want to take a spread, Giants team total over 19.5 is a decent play. I think they can easily get to 20. You're getting the minus. I think it's -110 right now on DraftKings. So yeah, I mean, I think both of those are great plays, and will most likely definitely one of the two, if not both of them, will be on my board for sure. I haven't actually put it in. I'll probably put it in sometime this week, just to get it in, because we're getting close.
for my probably my third favorite bet, is one that really you could probably use this almost any week. And that's Jalen Hurts touchdown -125. It's actually weirdly good odds for Jalen Hurts because I feel like he scores touchdowns in games just almost as often, if not more often, than Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
And Derrick Henry is at -190. So I think for the value here, like Hurts touchdown,
yeah,
golden.
I don't mind that. I mean, I mean, pretty much if they get the 1 yard line, it's going to go to Hurts every time, and
And that
then
happens more
he
often
has
than
a
you
big
would think.
chance. Yeah, he's a big chance inside the 10 to get the ball to. It just depends on inside the 10 who they give the ball to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I
And
don't.
with
I mean,
the
-125
weirdness with
is pretty
Micah
decent.
Parsons right now, like I can actually see Hurts rushing yards being a good one too. I didn't see the line for that.
Yeah, still no news on Micah Parsons. Apparently, I mean,
We've
last
seen
I
what he's
heard,
doing.
his agent told cow, I guess Jerry Jones, to stick the offer that they gave him up his ass. So I guess that's the
That's
last update we have from
yeah.
the
I mean, the
agent.
dude's what
So
he's eating nachos and laying down on the sidelines, and you can like I think there was the presser with the coach there. Um, you can tell he was not you can kind of tell just by his reaction. Like yeah, he's being professional about it, but when he was asked about Micah Parsons doing all that on sideline stuff, he definitely seemed off about it.
yeah,
I think even if he doesn't get you know, go to a different team. He may hold out just like Hassan Reddick did last year for like half the season with the Jets. I can very well just based on all the drama that he would hold out for week one. So
yeah. I guess I'll tell you. So I guess my next best bet would be the under 45.5 for the 49ers Seahawks. I could see some reason why to be on the over for this game, but I mean, let's think about, division games for a second. I feel like division games either go way under or way over the total. They're either one of the two. They're never like, right in between. They're usually like really high scoring games or really low scoring games. I guess that's what I mean by that. So, yeah, I think this game really is more of, I think this is going to be more of a running game and just kind of getting the offenses going. Both sides have, I think, good minded defenses. I don't necessarily think the 49ers are going to be the best defense coming out, but they do have, what's his face back? God damn it, their old defensive coordinator that was the Jets head coach. I can't think of his name right now. Why can't I think of his name? Right on the top of my head. But Salah. So they have the Salah back. So yeah, so I think that's a good move for them. I mean, obviously, a defensive coordinator having a familiar head back in there with familiar players on defense still will help them, get a familiar kind of defense that they know back, in play. So, and I don't think they're going to be like the best defense, but I do think they'll be okay in this spot in this game in week one. Sam Darnold, I just don't think is going to be what he was last year, at least the start. I just don't think he'll have the same numbers. So, and like I said, I expect them to run the ball a lot with Kenneth Walker. And same thing on the other side. I think the 49ers are going to use Christian McCaffrey a ton. At wide receiver, they still have, I think they still have some receivers, but they're definitely a little bit taxed there. So it's going to be interesting to see, but I do think the game goes under 45.5. I think that's the better way to go about it. Just because I think it's going to be mostly running the ball and, kind of who plays better defense.
You got any more?
Yeah, well, plays, you mean? Oh yeah, I got, so, I mean, in the same game, I took a look at the, rushing yards for Kenneth Walker. You're getting 59.5. I feel like that's a pretty low total. So 59.5 over 59.5, like that prop. Haven't placed it yet, but definitely looking at that. I want to look a little bit closer at what his carries were last year. Again, I do think he's going to see a little bit of an uptick. I think this is just because it's going to be a different year with a different quarterback, but I do think he has a good chance in this game to hit that line.
I have an interesting one that is also among my favorites. This is more of like one I would throw in a parlay. I mean, the odds aren't too great. It's kind of on the higher side of the minus 100, but that's Brock Bowers 50 plus is minus 168. So it's a little higher up there, but I feel like it'd sit good in a parlay.
What was it again?
Um, Brock Bowers 50 plus receiving yards.
Okay.
Patriots probably without Christian Gonzalez first week. Um, we saw the Giants kind of light up their defense. Obviously, I know it's preseason, but like you said, preseason also matters too, especially when the Patriots are most likely starting at least a backup cornerback week one. Um, so I really like Brock Bowers in this. Also, Geno Smith, new quarterback. He does throw quite a bit. He was among the 4,000-yard passers last year. Um, so I do expect to see the ball in the air. I don't think Brock Bowers will get in the end zone. Maybe not, but I do like him for receiving yards.
Yeah. No, I don't mind that either. Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, Patriots defense, it's one of the, I feel like the Patriots defense with all the movement they've had, it's one of those teams that it's like I want to hopefully I mean, I think they'll look better definitely, but I kind of want to see how good they look before I really place any hard bets on them. But I mean, I know that's on the Raiders, but I don't know how they're going to look this year. It's going to be weird. But I think they could potentially look pretty good. My next, actually just line that I like, Cardinals team total over 23.5. I like it for a number of reasons. I mean, obviously, we talked a little bit last week about the Saints defense, all the questions they have really all around. New head coach. He's mostly a quarterback coach, offensive-minded coach, so I don't really see that being a defensive problem for the Cardinals. So I mean, the Cardinals or the Saints have a lot of questions on defense, especially at safety and corner. They just don't have a ton of depth, and the corner, like they don't have obviously Lattimore. They lost Lattimore last year. Like they just don't have very good talent right now back there. So
Tyrann Mathieu retired too.
yeah,
So
so
no,
it's
no
just
Tyrann
and
Mathieu
Tyrann
back there.
Mathieu retired, so they're just really taxed. I just don't know exactly what that secondary is going to look like. And flipping it over to the Cardinals side, last year, and I think the Cardinals honestly could be a better offense this year. I mean, I think they have room for improvement. But last year, the Cardinals were ranked 11th in total offense. They averaged 358.2 yards per game, and they were 11th in points per game. They averaged 23 and a half. So line being at 23 and a half, I like the over here. You're getting even money. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty. I haven't gotten to that yet. I haven't like put that as my best bet yet. But I do like that line. It's pretty high up there. I'll definitely think about that a little bit more because yeah, like I said, I do like the Cardinals this year. I just hope that Kyler Murray just looks looks a little bit better because it feels like Kyler Murray is like a little bit better. Like he's a better Trevor Lawrence. Like he's one of those quarterbacks that's just like it feels like he could be better, but just hasn't really proven. Like he hasn't like proven it yet, I guess, so to speak. So you just want to see it this year. Hopefully, this is the year for them that they really show that they can make a step forward and make the playoffs at least, and hopefully make maybe a playoff push, but. Yeah, I like the Cardinals team total over 23 and a half in this spot here.
Or yeah, I like that a lot too. I think Saints are not great. And yeah, I agree with Kellen Moore being a offensive minded head coach. Um,
I just don't know what they're going to look like defense. I mean, that doesn't really mean anything defensively, but I don't think they made any really big improvements on defense, really. That's what I kind of more meant to get to. I mean, I think they added some more players, but I don't know if that's going to really translate to talent necessarily. Like, it's kind of like the Panthers situation. Like, they added some more players. I don't think that's going to turn them into a top 5 defense. I mean, they'd have to be a pretty darn good defense to, compete in this game because I don't think their offense is going to be there either.
yeah,
I think the Cardinals are going to have a lot of opportunities. Yeah, I mean, they should be able to hit this total.
yeah. I'm gonna throw in my favorite money line right now. Um,
Ooh, okay. Okay.
there is one thing. There's one pick that stood out to me, and that's the Detroit Lions. They're not even they're actually underdogs right now.
Yep.
Um, and so it's plus 102.
Yep.
I love that. I don't think there's a world I live in where the Packers beat the Lions week one. I get the Packers are home, um, but Packers did not look terribly great last year, despite all the hype around everybody. And they're definitely dealing with some injuries, especially on offense. Um, I know the Lions lost a little bit of their defense, but I just, I mean, we saw how many points the Lions put up. I don't see the Packers living up to that.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love Lions
Yeah,
money line at plus 102.
I like that line because of I feel like the odds should be flipped. But
Absolutely, yeah,
um, I don't. I mean, I don't think it's like out of this world for the Packers to win. I just think the odds should be flipped. I don't understand how the Packers are favorite, but I mean, it's week one. I guess giving plus money plus 102 is not like crazy, but yeah, I mean, yeah, no, I agree. I think yeah, that should be that should be a okay bet there. I think the Lions should be. They should win. I mean, overall, I think they're
yeah. I don't
overall
know how
better. They
they're not
got Aiden
opening favorites.
Hutchinson back. I mean, yeah, they should win. I have them too, but
I mean, the only
Yeah,
thing is I mean, and I wouldn't even say the Packers have the running back advantage because I'm sure there's a lot of people that would prefer Gibbs over Josh Jacobs. But I mean, the only thing is Josh Jacobs. But with Aiden Hutchinson back, that kind of helps the defensive line a little bit. I just like nothing about that money line makes sense to me, which is why I would definitely take that because there's a chance that that does flip by the time week one rolls around. So if you're doing early bets or putting this out early, I would definitely snag that while you can because there's definitely a chance that that changes because it doesn't make sense right now. It just doesn't.
yeah. I think. I mean, the ability to run the ball is a big factor for me. And I think even though the Lions, I don't think are going to be as good on the offensive line. I still think they'll be able to run the ball really well. Jahmyr Gibbs, I think he'll get an uptick in carries, and I just think they're going to be able to run the ball still really well. And I don't know if the Packers defense is going to be able to really be. I think they can contain it a little bit. And one thing that I will say, like on the Packers side, is that it's a division game. Again, division games can be really weird. That's why I think the Packers they can win, but it's gonna have to. I think it's gonna take a really an offense, more of an offensive showing for the Packers. Um, they're gonna need to really put up some points because I don't know if their defense is really set up to stop them right now. But I guess
And
we'll
it's
see.
hard. It's hard to believe that the Packers are going to do anything when their quarterback and their top three receivers have been in the injury report for the last couple of weeks. It's weird.
Yeah. This game, that game is not a primetime game, is it?
No, I
Okay,
believe
good.
that's probably going to be a 4 o'clock
That would be
game.
another thing that would play on the Packers side because Matt LaFleur is a beast in primetime games. But my next line, I like. It's a little juicy. You could pay a little juice, or you could bump it up a little bit and pay. You could get the -115 or -110. But I like Baker Mayfield over 240 passing yards. Um, I just don't think the Falcons have improved much on defense. I think they have a good corner, but that's not going to be. I don't think that's really going to be enough for the amount of talent that the Buccaneers have on offense. Keep in mind they had one of the best tight ends last year, Cade Otton, who was an absolute beast last year and a red zone monster. I mean, I think this team, especially offensively, was one of the best offensive units last year, and I still believe that they're going to be a top tier offense. And I think they'll be able to put up the points in this game to, be competitive at least in it. So if they are competitive in the game, I think Baker Mayfield definitely gets this line. I think he hits it. Um, yeah, and I think Baker Mayfield has. I mean, they passed a lot last year. They were the fourth best pass ranked offense last year, and they were. I think they have a good chance again this year to be top tier. They added another really young receiver that I really like. I want to get his name really quick, but I didn't get it before. But I think I mean just the receiver talent, the tight end talent, the offensive line. I mean, Baker Mayfield has all the weapons to be successful. So I think he continues to do well in that system. And yeah, I mean, I don't see under any reason to, go. And, but also last year he averaged 260 yards passing a game. So, I mean, at 240, you're paying a little juice at -140 right now. I like that, a lot. I think he can easily pass for 300 here.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. I think the Bucks are gonna they're in for a good game. I think. Um,
Even if they lose, I still think Baker Mayfield passes for 240.
I really don't
I
think
think
they're losing. I know. I even away, they're. I don't think they're losing.
so. That's I mean those actually no, sorry, I have actually one more bet. I can say that really quick. Well, how many do you have? I'll ask you first.
Like I said, I have
I
two
have
for
one.
each game. I'm not gonna. I probably won't
Oh,
give
okay.
every single one, obviously, because that'll take a while. But I'm just kind of,
Yeah, I just took like all of my like best ones that I really have been looking at. Um, and yeah, I mean, I don't really have that many, but I have six. Sorry, seven. I keep wait, six or seven? No, six right now. So I have one more. I'll say it right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I have the under 44.5 for the Rams and Texans. I know I sent that to you earlier. Fun, last year I had a lot of fun betting unders in games last year, and they didn't hit like as well last year. Actually, I've actually kind of done it the last couple of years, but actually over the last 3 years in primetime games, including Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, the under has hit in 70% of primetime overall primetime games. So. I really like the fact that just in primetime games, that line continues to be under. Last year, that line went down a little bit. The percentage went down a little bit, went down to 51%. And in 2023, it was up at 60%. So it has gone a little bit down, but I still like this line. When I look at the game and I break down the game itself, I think both offenses are good, but the Rams are they do rely on Kyron Williams. They do run the ball a lot. I think they try to keep possession, and I don't really see week one Matthew Stafford, going all, 200 yards with Devontae. Like I don't see him passing crazy against the Texans in this spot. So I do think the Texans also have a pretty good defense. Problem with the Texans, we all know, is the offensive line, and I think they will have a little bit of trouble as well scoring points. So I think honestly both sides could struggle a little bit scoring points because I just don't see Matthew Stafford coming out in week one just really looking good, throwing like 3-4 touchdowns against this defense. Even though they have Devontae, I think they'll turn out to be really good, but I just don't think week one against this defense they'll look that good. And then on top of that, they run the ball a lot. I think, as far as scoring wise, I could see like a little bit of a lower scoring game. And then on top of that, the Texans, I just don't know how they will overall score. I think they can potentially keep things close just because they have some talent at wide receiver and they have Joe Mixon, but they have no offensive line. So if they're turning the ball over or getting a lot of pressure, the Rams are getting a lot of pressure sacks or just pressure on the quarterback. I could see the Texans having trouble to score. I think I like the line. I mean, 44.5, it's kind of a mid line. Like it's not like super high, it's not super low. But I do like the under generally. It's probably my least favorite of them all at this point. Maybe a little bit better than the Baker Mayfield, but I do like that overall a lot. You know.
Yeah, another thing to add to the Texans game is I don't even think Joe Mixon. I mean, as of right now, he's not starting. Um, he's from what I've seen, it looks like Nick Chubb might be getting the start. Um,
Yeah.
Joe Mixon is like battling injury right now, so he's questionable. So there's a good chance that Nick Chubb starts, and not Joe Mixon, which I guess plays into your favor for the under. Unless Nick Chubb just somehow gets all of his magic back and ends up being like, the best running back in the league again. But I don't think that's going to happen. Not behind that O line.
Yeah. And I don't know in 2024. Actually, yeah. So I do have this. So the Texans in 6 primetime games in the 2024 regular season were 2-4 in those games. So I think it's definitely a Ram spot. I just don't see, again, I don't see Devontae Adams coming out and dropping like 200 yards or even 100 yards. I just don't see that like two touchdowns. Like I just don't see a monster game out of him week one. While that could happen, I don't see it happening. And I also like the fact that the Rams do like to run the ball with Kyron Williams, like to get him going. And I think it's going to be a little bit more of a low-scoring game just because the Texans' defense is good. But I think the Texans, I just don't really trust them at all. So, I mean, if you're not willing to play the under at that point, I do like the Rams, definitely. So it's definitely either Rams or the under 44.5 in that game. I really like.
You probably take both. I think that'd be a nice little chunk of change.
Yeah, you could probably do a little teaser or something like that. Maybe like under 47 and that, like kind of bring the line up a little bit and then do +3 for the Rams or something like that. I don't mind a parlay like that. Um, yeah, I mean, I do think it's just kind of a lower scoring game, and I do think I just don't think the Texans are going to be able to do much offensively. I don't know what they're going to be able to do. So
Yeah, I'll give like what two more as well, and then we'll wrap it up.
all right,
Um,
yeah,
so this is another one of my favorites. Um, so obviously in the past, especially with the, being back, Dak Prescott, Cowboys are very pass heavy with Dak Prescott. That's usually where he gets his yards and also his interceptions, but he passes a lot. We know who his favorite target is. We know that just from following the Eagles, I know that Quinyon Mitchell stays on lined up on the outside. He doesn't line up really in the slot, whereas Cooper DeJean lines up in the slot. Um, but I believe he's playing safety predominantly, or probably more than 50% of the snaps will be in the safety. Um, that being said, CD Lamb for 6.5 receptions is +1. I think +100. Um,
sure.
we know it's his
Yeah,
favorite target. George Pickens doesn't quite line up everywhere like CD does. Um,
yeah,
so with Quinyon Mitchell staying on the outside, I expect CD Lamb to land up, kind of line up everywhere. And we know Dak's go-to target is CD Lamb, and he throws a
yeah.
lot. All of that 6.5 receptions, I think, is easy for +100.
Yeah, 6.5 is a lot, but I do think that's a good. I mean, I do like that just because, obviously, yeah, like you said, CD Lamb's the number one target. They could see themselves down in this game early, so if they're down, obviously they're going to probably pass a little bit more. And already at the running back position, I don't really love. I don't think Javonte Williams and Miles Sanders are bad, but I don't think they're going to be like a great running offense. I think they're going to rely more on the pass,
Yeah.
especially with George Pickens. So, yeah, no, I think yeah, 6.5 is a little bit high for me to actually play. I would not play that personally, just because I think it's a little bit high. But I do like that. I think it's with any if you're going to take anybody for 6.5 receptions, it better be CD Lamb
Yeah, I,
or
I actually,
Market.
if Dak was still on injury, I probably wouldn't take it. But because he's back, um, I mean, I just don't see him throwing under 40 times this game. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
And with 40 targets, I guarantee you at least 15 of those are probably going CD's way. And again, he
How
lines up
many of them are going to be
everywhere.
picked?
Yeah, I know. I was looking for a Dak pick line because I'm like, well, I have to see what it's at. It's not
Or
out yet,
incompletions?
unfortunately. Neither is incompletions. So unfortunately, we'll have to wait for that. But in hindsight, like I would definitely take Dak for interception. I don't know what the line will be, but um, if it's good, I definitely suggest taking that one. Unfortunately, it's just not out yet. So 2 weeks
Yeah, I wish you
ahead
could.
or a week
I
and a
wish
half
you could
ahead.
bet wide receiver targets because I would do over targets.
Yeah,
Because
yep,
I don't know how the
definitely.
I don't know necessarily if Dak's going to actually hit the target.
Yeah, and
He
again, the
may
Eagles
miss
have
the
a very
target.
good secondary, so it is tough to say like, if CeeDee Lamb's getting targeted when he's on Quinyon Mitchell, like how many of those Quinyon Mitchell knocks down, or if he's lined up against Cooper DeJean in the slot, you know, there's a good chance, one of our cornerbacks will make a play on it. So it is a little bit of an iffy line, just if you look at it from that standpoint, but. As the Dallas, I mean, he does favor CeeDee Lamb quite a bit, and there's a pretty good chance he hits this line, even if it's exactly 7. I do think he'll hit this line, even as an Eagles fan. So +100, I think. I'm surprised it's actually, to be honest, +100. I think last year a lot of the games His line was around 7 receptions for like minus something. So I'm surprised with Dak back that it's plus 100. I gave George Pickens making that a little bit iffy, but George Pickens kind of stays on the. He doesn't really line up in the slot. Calvin Austin was the slot guy in Pittsburgh, so he never really had to line up in the slot. Um, so I feel like he's going to be stuck on the outside with Quinyon Mitchell quite a bit. Um, so I just don't see him winning that matchup. So I think that's why I like the CD Lamb receptions.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, I don't mind either.
and then for one more,
Ah.
I gotta find it.
Okay.
I had one more. Okay. So this is actually back to the Cardinals game. And this just goes to the fact that Saints don't have a great defense. Um, but they also draw a lot up for Kyler Murray to be a runner too. I think they're going to put a lot more emphasis. I think last year they were trying too much to make him a passer. I think they learned their lesson. So I actually like Kyler Murray for. I saw 25 plus rushing yards for minus 130. I think that's decent value on a sad line. He even when they were trying to be pass heavy with him, he would normally hit. Um, I assume with the ability to be a little bit more balanced as an offense, I think you're gonna probably uh, see Kyler Murray get a lot of design runs, and against the Saints defense, I really like that line a lot.
Yeah, I don't mind that either. Actually, I do like that one.
Yeah, it's decent for 25 rushes. I mean, I feel like he runs
Yeah.
just as much as like Jaden Daniels, but Jaden Daniels is set at like 50 yards. Hell no, I don't trust that. So I mean, 50 yards is a lot for a quarterback to be running, but 25 for a runner quarterback is real good.
Yeah. No, I don't mind that. Yeah, yeah. Jim McDaniels is weird because I also don't know how the freak they're gonna move the ball. Um, I
Yeah,
mean,
it doesn't look like Terry McLaurin starting first week, or from what I've seen, he's not
well,
even
if he does, he's
listed
had
right
no
now.
time. He hasn't practiced. He hasn't done anything.
Yep.
So he's gonna be rusty as hell
And I
when
really don't
he's
think
out there.
Tebow is going to be a receiver one. Was it a receiver one production? I don't. I really don't see it. So, which I guess maybe
Yeah,
benefits Jaden Daniels rushing yards a little bit, but I don't even think he's going to be able to run much.
yeah.
I
I
guess
don't know.
if there's one highlight on the Giants defense, it's their defensive line, for for what it's worth. So I
And I think they play a 3-4 defense. So if they're I think that, yeah, their defensive line their front three is really good, but I think their linebackers core is really young, and I think that's what's really going to be the focus and kind of the center point of that defense. But I was just going to go back really quick to my Buccaneers because I know I said I like the I like fucking Baker Mayfield for over passing yards. I like so I like their receiver core overall because they still have Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Sterling Shepard. They're just really deep, and they also one other receiver that I really like is that actually did really well against the Bills was Tez Johnson. I think he's set up to have a really good year. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't think he's going to have like 1,000 yards or anything, but I think he'll just be another one of those receivers on already pretty deep receiver core, just a little bit deeper. I just think they're going to be able to score a lot of points. I just think they're going to be able to score a lot of points this year, and so yeah, that was just one other receiver that I think I like. If you guys see any props for him, I mean, I wouldn't like, go crazy with him every week, but I would definitely take a look at him.
yeah, I think as of right now, again, there's a lot of lines that are missing. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah,
obviously, we have another week before the season starts for sure, and there'll be more lines up next week. So, we'll try to get another one with some fresher lines.
yeah.
I'm hoping to see that Dak interception line at some point. So for tonight, I think that's all I got.
Yep, that's all I got too. We can do a quick recap. we can do like our best bets real quick. Just a quick recap. Um, so I'll just give you my quick six plays. I would say my top three right now would be Giants plus six. I like the under 45.5 for the 49ers Seahawks. And I like the Cardinals team total over 23.5. As a side to that, probably under 44.5 the Rams and the Texans. Kenneth Walker on over 59.5 rushing yards. And Baker Mayfield over 240 passing yards.
I'll say my top three is probably Hurts touchdown minus 125. Lions money line at plus 102, and what was the other one I had? Brock Bowers 50 plus receiving yards. I really like too. But below that, I would say CD Lamb 6.5 receiving or receptions at plus 100. I still like Fields under 175.5 for minus 109, and Murray definitely for 25 rush yards minus 130.
All right.
The little mouse.
Yeah, I'm hoping we can do more podcasts. Just well, I mean, we'll try to think of just more stuff to kind of do. I mean, week by week we'll kind of go and probably do picks and stuff like that. Hopefully Saturday, Sunday we'll be able to get those out.
Yeah, I will be probably taking the Thursday for the Eagles game off, so we might be able to do some in the morning there. Maybe have some up for the Thursday night game. Maybe like a same game parlay type of thing.
Right.
But should be a
I mean,
fun. That should be
you
a
can
fun little
always
game to do it too.
do something by yourself too. You can always do that, and I can if you wanted to do something. But I figure at least for these type of things we could do kind of break it down, and like if we have best bets we could at least share and you know whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that. Like I said, we'll try to just meet up at some point or do this again probably next week, unless we figure out another you know reason to
Yeah,
make
I
another
think for sure we
podcast.
can at least do like every weekend, and then we'll see like from there how we can do more. But that's a good start, I think.
Yeah, cool. All right,
All right.
we'll wrap
Thanks
it up.
everybody. Yeah, thanks everybody for
Thanks for
listening.
joining, everybody.
Had a pretty decent result on the first video, so keep it going. And we'll
Yeah,
see you on the next.
definitely drop a like on the stream, comment. We appreciate all the views and stuff like that. So yeah, give likes and drop comments if you can.
Yeah. Till next time.
All right, see you.